shall see. Wait and see. Let me know if you are here, if you have found me. The last one was all distorted, apparently, so let me know if you are here and if you can hear the sound. If the sound has clarity, let me know if the sound is good or distorted. Hi, Charlotte. Can you hear me clearly this time? Hi, Rael. Okay, fantastic. All right, so we are in these really exciting energies. Like, honestly, I'm just, I've been in this buzz, in this extreme heart expansion. Yesterday in my heart and today, it has almost been painful, this extreme stretch in my heart. Now, I know that everybody is going through this to a greater or lesser extent. So welcome back. Thanks very much for letting me know about that. It's very interesting, isn't it? I meant to say on Monday of last week, there was this huge technical blowout in my office, really. Don't ask me where it came from, but I had a meeting and I had a meeting with my IT guy and everything had gone. So it was behaving as though there was no power in my entire system. I had to disconnect everything from here, move my laptop extract it from the system, take it out into another room. I disconnected and turned on and off everything, and then I had to reset the laptop so it wasn't booting up even with the battery. I had to do like a manual reset, and then it took an hour. Thank goodness I had this meeting with this IT guy, because I would not have been able to navigate it. It took an hour for us to reset all of the systems, all of the automated like interlinks within my system, all the passwords, everything totally gone. And so I meant to say to you that struck me as the kind of micro and the macro of what was going on in our world. I forgot to say that. Anyway, so here we are. We're back, and welcome. Thank you, everyone, for being here. But I just want to share with you the excitement of this energy. So I will put a photograph on the community board that I took on whatever day it was, a couple of days ago, which to me was the epitome of how the energy looks in my third eye, which are these beautiful, huge waves that are washing over the earth, and are these really big crystalline energies. So yeah, I'll get back to here. So yeah, off the cuff, I want to tell you that if you are in a divine counterpart connection, if you're the masculine, if there are any predominantly divine masculine energies here, or if you're a divine feminine and you're recognizing this in your own divine masculine energy, let me know, because I had yesterday especially, but in the last 3 days, I think, like a cranking open, almost, yeah, like that, like winding open of the heart. It felt painful at one point. It felt like I could really feel it being stretched, and I do believe that this relates to the masculine aspect of our hearts, or the feminine aspect of the masculine heart. And the masculine are in this beautiful embodiment of their emotional aspect, their emotional body, their feminine aspect. They are in the embodiment of that. They're in huge transmutation. They are beginning to see so clearly. It's very obvious to them. If you are in one of these connections, it is likely that you have had some kind of, or will shortly, some kind of very tangible, I want to say, experience with your counterpart. Either they have visited you like they're in their energy body, but it can feel very physical, that you've had more lucid dreaming, that you've had more kind of moments maybe where you hear them speaking to you. You might feel them touch you. You might have discovered that they were in bed with you. All of these are the tangible things, as I want to say, the dynamics of the dimensional fields are merging. So this merging is having this effect of our having experiences a bit like we're in the twilight zone. And so for those of us who are used to, well, probably none of us are used to it to this extent, but for those of us who are working consciously, we're probably feeling very much like we are in the fifth dimension a lot of the time. And so to me, this kind of and I've spoken about this energy recently, I know, but it's very pervasive. It's very present. It's not just present for a short period of time now. It's like it takes, it takes a decent kind of chunk of the day, I want to say, this idea of feeling that we're already in the fifth dimension. So we're having fifth dimensional experiences, and we are definitely, walking between worlds a lot of the time. And so it can have this nature of feeling surreal. It can have this um, feeling of the etheric having a greater sort of physicality to it. Okay, let me look at these. There's a lot of comments here. Let me look at them before I go any further and say hi to, oh yeah, these beautiful people. Hello, Charlotte and Rael and Andrea and Fiona and Lauren. Oh, that's good. That's good. Jill, deliverance. We're currently in a geomagnetic storm. Yeah, that definitely is showing up, isn't it? It's I think I woke up yesterday maybe, feeling that we had spikes of over 100 on the Schumann resonance. I can't prove that, but definitely had that. Came from you. Don't know what that means, Andrea. A reset. We're definitely in a reset. D inside when you mentioned ache in your heart, chest area. Okay, cool. Yep, I felt it right across my heart. It reminded me of I got to do this. I've got to do some quite cool things in my life. And I got sent on this, when I was training as a teacher, I got sent on this community experience. So it was the idea that we needed to find out and have experiences beyond the classroom. And I got sent to Green Lane Hospital, and I got to watch open heart surgery. Honestly, I was totally mesmerized by it, but at the same time, I was like, what will happen if I faint? Will I fall through the viewing window because it was this angle? So I watched somebody have open heart surgery, and I'm not kidding. They use the equivalent of a builder's clamp in the heart. That's what holds the chest wall open, and that was my memory yesterday, or whenever it was that I felt this, because I'm really out of whack with time. But it's like that. It's like this um, this. Oh, now I've forgotten the name, but anyway, clamp. This clamp being wound open. All right. Yes, and higher heart expansions, because what's really coming in strongly for the masculine is this connection to their purpose. And our purpose is held there, I believe. The iteration of our divine purpose and mission is housed in the higher heart, at least maybe the catalytic aspect of it. And let's see what else is here. Felt that in my heart. Slow explosion. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's good, Andrea. Thanks for reminding me of that, because that was my experience the following day. It was like that. It was like a light, a glow, a big light started, like you know how LED lights can take a long time before they're totally lit up. That was how my heart felt, but it was that warmth, that through the heart. Much calmer today, emotional. Oh yes, I was really emotional yesterday as well. I found myself crying and just welling up in tears. I wasn't quite sure what they were about. I just allowed them to flow. But I think the last few days I've had some moments like that. North Node moving into Aries will help the DM step into their true role. Yes, and that's coming up in a couple of days, isn't it? Yeah, and so I'm really feeling that when I attune to the collective of the divine masculine, I it's like I am watching them as though they are in a whole lot of places all at once. They're deeply inside themselves trying to fathom out who they are. They are being given very strong indicators, little visions, like words coming from behind them, nudges from the divine about uh, who they are, who they are, who their connection is, that they're here for much greater purpose. This whole streaming off of the old is very predominant in their field. So if you think about, if your brain, this is purely metaphorical and it's a very big generalization, but if you imagine that your brain was just full of all of this information and that you went to another planet and that planet operated with different codes and different light and in a totally different frequency, a lot of what's in your brain that you hold from Earth wouldn't be useful. And in a way, that's what we're doing because we are shifting to that extent. We're shifting dimensions, we're shifting frequency. The planet feels it definitely has had a movement. We are experiencing a lot of fifth dimensional flow, frequency, vibration. It's up leveling us. It's reminding us of who we are. It's reigniting our gifts and talents, our psychic abilities, the ability to see, to heal, to feel, to sense, and to prophesy. And not everybody will be having all of those, but bits and pieces of all of those. And so are the masculine. And I want you to remember, if you are here as a divine feminine, you need to remember that your divine masculine is this absolute mirror aspect of you in terms of their power, in terms of who they are and where they come from. And they are just doing this in not even necessarily a different order, but they are doing it in different timing. And so they are doing this very quickly in comparison to the divine feminine. Haven't heard a peep from DM. Hi, Andrea, my energy is affecting technology. Yeah, well, it feels like that. I feel really super expanded, actually. It's quite phenomenal. I feel like in my sessions, I feel like I'm peeling back hundreds of blankets and veils from all over the place. You can feel the sudden rise up with the DMs. Emotional basket cage. Sorry, it's moving on me. Oh yeah, that's good, Andrea. I'm pleased to hear that. Crying now because it's so beautiful. It is, and I think that some of my tears have been that. It's been tears of joy. It's been things like we have been here and we have come here for so long, and all of the things, for me anyway, the things that I've dreamed of from when I was little. And I always knew that I was a bit weird and a bit off, like I'm the weird teenager who went and did a speech about racism and prejudice. And I began it by saying, I bring a message from God. Do you want to die? Because the way that we treat one another is, impacting on the world. And my sisters expressed that they were very embarrassed on the way home in the car. Um, they were very embarrassed that their sister did that. But I guess I've just always been the person who voices things, and I've often voiced things that I don't even have a lot of depth of understanding. And we're in this time where you can feel it. I can feel it. I'm sure because I can feel it that many of you can feel it. You can feel this coming together of our ascension for humanity, for the planet. You can feel that if you're in a divine counterpart connection, you can feel that it's like they are, outside the door at the top of the hill, the top of the driveway, the end of the road. The divine masculine, they're in this knowing as well. So I want to say that they know exactly now. They know exactly now what they're doing, and you can expect to hear from them. Let's see what else is in here before I continue. Still feeling dizzy. Yes, dizziness. That's one of I've got a list of symptoms that I'll give you in a moment. Yes. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Fiona. It was. I think people thought it was rather strange. It was a bellow as well. This little 15-year-old bellowed it out. Spiritual gangster. A lot of experience of emotions moving through, but now without minimizing mind speak. Okay, that's good. Feel we've released past emotional memory, 3D context, easily stand in 5D experience. Yeah, perfect. And so this is what I've been watching, if you like, the Divine Masculine Collective. If you think about their head being under a waterfall and the water streaming off, that water streaming off their head is the old 3D. It's all of the constructs. And so we've been in the refinement of that also, but they are really in the breakdown of it. The masculine are in the breakdown of the matrix of all of the old paradigms and patterns back through time and space, back through their own familial lines, both patriarchal and matriarchal they might be doing, and also through the world. So if you remember, twins have come to smash open the old paradigms, and the feminine have been doing it in the etheric and the masculine doing it in the physical, and now we're in this kind of merging of those energies. And so we are experiencing the release of many things that have been held in our physicality and our cells, and we're also in this deeper purification. So it's this this sort of this squeezing and shifting and moving and purifying all at the same time. So yep, this white crystalline downpour of information and codes to be catalyzing humanity for awakening, these DNA upgrades and reconnection, and a releasing of the old, a releasing of 3D consciousness so that we can come into higher. And so always it is that in the relationship aspect, twins lead the way. So other higher beings have come to break down other templates, but divine counterparts have come to break down the relationship templates and rebuild the new. That's why there's all this polarity. There's this polarity between the divine feminine and the divine masculine in each pairing. So we have been having really super high frequency transformation and purification. You may be feeling more symptoms in your body as these energies increase, because they are going to increase. It is this preparation for everything to roll in to the fifth, not just us, but all of humanity having this at least offering of the experience. So you might be feeling head pain or headaches or dizziness. You might feel chakra tingling. You might feel joint or bone pain. You may be feeling heat or sweats or cold energies, prickly heat. Your feet may be prickly and heating up. as they're releasing, and also they are receiving. The feet act as very strong receptors at this time. You might have a swirling gut or solar plexus anxiety. You might have heat or pain. You might have stretching activations. You may be having deep sleep or intermittent sleep or no sleep, and it may be varying from night to night. You may be having spinal energy, tingling, or heat. You may be having ear noises or pains. You may be having third eye activations. You may be having blurry vision, itchy eyes, itchy skin, prickly skin, any and all of that. It's a big long list. It's not a definitive list, but many of us in this time will be having these experiences. We are being prepared to ascend and are experiencing many different energies from the sun, the moon, the stars, the heavenly portals, and the earth. And we are feeling a sense of displacement because of that. Many people will be having this surreal between the world, between dimensions experience. Many might be feeling exhausted and extra sensitive. You may still be in releasing of old patterns, paradigms, beliefs, yours, family, your ancestral, your past life, even your friendship groups and circles. And this is all in preparation as we move through, so we've got these days between the 777 opening and the 88 Lion's Gate. So therefore we're being prepared for this. But so much love in our hearts right now. And that is because we are leading the way. Those of us who are awake, aware, and conscious, we are leading the way. We're leading the way with love in our hearts, and that being the most beautiful frequency that's emitted from our hearts to impact those around us and to call in our beloved partners. Today, the song that came for me today was "It's a Beautiful Day," and the song that came for me yesterday was "Time to Make a Change." So this upgrade and the upper and lower echelons of Earth are in a new, higher balance today. So that's how the energies are showing up to me. We're in this sort of balancing act between the dimensions, and it's likely that today you're feeling more gentle, but there's this sort of caveat, if you like, from Gaia. So I'll read this to you, and then I'll see if there are any other questions here. Many of you will feel a higher level of peace today. Hearts and faces smiling. Go gently and enjoy the respite. Enjoy the ease. Remember, the earth is going through her ascension. Humanity collectively, and each of you individually, each of you in your own 3-day cycle and wave, and all at different points. So on this 3-day cycle, each of us may be in a different point. You may be traveling in the same timing as the Earth, or you may be traveling slightly ahead or slightly behind. It's not a race. There's no order of, first and last. It's your day of ease may be tomorrow, or you may have experienced it yesterday, or it may be today. But whatever is happening is a part of your process. And if you need assistance, then book a session with me or book a session with someone who can help you move through it, because we're so close to, as many of you will know, we're so close to this tipping point, this notion that what is happening in our hearts creates the sending of a message to the sun to release the solar flash, the solar wave that brings us into this bigger ascension. And so the timing of it is all about the tipping point, and I don't know when that is, but I am in the sense of it being very, very close. And so there's, that was interesting that Gaia was speaking about that. So you might feel that one day you're really being pummeled with the energies, and the next day you might be feeling tired and exhausted as your body is trying to process them, and then you might have a day of integration and rest. That's how I'm reading it. All right. So um, oh, yes. Yeah, I really want to ask you to help me to build the numbers on the channel. It's so interesting. So my channel numbers, I don't think they have grown more than like 3 or 4. I don't really believe that that's true, but that's what YouTube shows me. That I think in December, I had 1,163 subscribers, and yeah, and now I have something like 1,286, I think, and it's been 1,286 for like just one up and one down for about the last month. So if you can help me with that, it would be really wonderful. Okay, let's come back to your questions here. Definitely feel the sudden rise up of our DMs to us, so we're not alone on this journey for much longer. Yeah, thank you, Lauren. It really does feel like that, huh? I broke down yesterday, went for a walk, and the tears just flowed, just overdoing the journey on my own. Yeah, there's been a lot of that, so lots of love to you. I've had moments like that too. My tantrum with, I call it a tantrum with God. And then we come back to it because there's just no escaping it, is it? We just have to come back to our own alignment and just get back into our own center and fall in love with ourselves again, and know that it's all perfect and the timing is not in our hands. The voice comes in and reminds my 3D thinking to stop in a compassionate way. It's really fast and I can't affect attached stories. It's so real. It's so neat. Right, let me put these on so I can read this white on the black. Photos of sunlight have been even more amazing since solstice. Oh yeah, I must post that before I go. I'm heading out shortly. Final squeeze last 3 days. Loving these energies, especially having some weird illness for almost 2 weeks. So lots of people in this group, I would say, are in like this final ascension leveling. I got Let Me Be Your Fantasy last night. Oh no, I mean any days, any 3 days, all of us will be in different level every 3 days. Every 3 days we're going through this process. That's my understanding of what Gaia told me. Yeah, so I wrote about that today or yesterday, the 3 days, the days of 3 cycles. Thank you. Thank you, Andrea. No, I wasn't. I don't know that covertly, but I figured that overtly that YouTube does that because it all just seems so strange and weird. Interfere to prevent the light. Yeah. Well, they can't really stop us, can they? Yeah, exactly. We just have to keep on being that light. So yeah, that's it. That's it from me. But I am feeling really pumped and really excited about life, about what's coming, and you know, we do, well, we don't have to, but I'm really encouraging that we be those beacons of light that shine on the dark, that illuminate the dark around us, um, that smile our way through the day, so people say to us, you know, what's going on that you're so happy? Oh, you're so happy and smiley. So I guess I've seen that as part of what I do ever since I was about 17. Um, I smile at everybody and I say hello to everybody. Emily pulled a tarot card last night. Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, and the Sun. Oh yeah, I think that's a good sign. Not knowing much about tarot, but I have one pack of tarot cards, and so I've had them on my coffee table this last week. I've been playing around with them to learn a little bit about them. Taurus and Aries stuff, Lauren. Yeah, well, we're coming into this north-south Aries Libra node alignment, aren't we? And so we've got that. We've got the new moon. So there's all of these energies that are assisting us to come into our own, to come into our greatness, to come into our enlightenment, to come into our illumination, to see what is real and true, and to become it. And what I see is that each of us, we're becoming our divine feminine, the masculine are becoming their divine masculine. We're here to lead the way, and that this is all in the fulcrum point, and is all about to be landing in our physical world. Yes, that's right. That's right, Lauren. I don't worry about it. Yeah, I don't worry about much, to be honest. But we are a pretty tight bunch here, and we hold a pretty high energy. Grand Cardinal Cross on the 17th, affecting all cardinal signs. So that is, let me see if I can remember. So that is Aries, Libra, Cancer, and what's the last one? Oh, you found a tarot deck randomly in a drawer, Emily. What's the fourth cardinal sign? Is it Aquarius or Pisces? Anyway, so it creates tension, says this astrologer. But that's what I get about it. And you people who are into astrology, you'll be able to correct me if I'm speaking through a hole in my head. But I know that it can be read as Capricorn. Okay, so Capricorn, Aries, Cancer, and Libra. It can be read as a cross, right? With each of the points, so the cardinal cross, but it can also be read as a square. And so that creates tension, right, which evokes change. So we're really, really, really in this. And I believe that this is, one of those grand moments that we will be celebrating this streaming up of truth, this illumination of what is true, and watching the old, the false, what's held us in slavery as humanity, what's here as light, and in light it has won, and now we're just in the cleanup. Anyway, I wish you so much love, and thank you very much for my technical carry-ons, and have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Here in New Zealand, we celebrated Matariki yesterday. So in New Zealand, we have a 3-day weekend this weekend, and we are definitely here in this in Auckland anyway. In this rain. We have an hour of rain, and then an hour of sun, and an hour of rain. And today I've gone and planted my Atlas because I thought, I just have to plant them anyway. It's felt too cold. We've had icy weather, so I planted my broccoli, cauliflower, and I've planted some onions today. I've still got potatoes to plant. The soil's so wet. I am going to have to do something differently, or add in some straw or something before I plant them. But yeah, be in love with nature, plant some seeds, plant some vegetables or some flowers, and celebrate the beauty of that. Invite the elementals to be in your garden and sing to them. They're really starting to find, oh, feeling all emotional about it. They're really starting to find their way in our world, the elementals. The elementals hold special codes and special roles, and it's really important for us to honour that. And I am sure, did I see Douglas on here before? Douglas lives in total attunement with Mother Gaia and with the rhymes and rhythms and seasons of the garden and of nature. And we're returning to that. Remember, we're returning to the old rhythms, the organic blueprints, us, our world, the way that we operate. But we're in the last bits of it. Richard and Fiona went to Uluru for the 777 portal, beautiful blue skies, transported to Uluru. Uluru is the sacred mountain in Australia. Pea straw is marvellous. Yeah, I've got a couple of bales of pea straw. Thank you, Charlotte. Yeah, so it's on my agenda to dig more of that in tomorrow. But I am sending you so much love and just roll around in the beauty of all of this. And I'll see you again soon. Much love.